Hi guys, I hope you all are doing good. It's time to do it. It's time to go ahead and do our very first awards video on the channel. If you're watching my channel for the very first time, it would be massively appreciated if you can hit that subscribe button, and also if you find this video useful at some point, do hit the like button as well. Today I have picked my favorite mid-range devices that are affordable and that tick most if not all of the boxes. We will go ahead and talk about our first pick, the best battery monster of the year 2021. And my choice for this award is the Samsung Galaxy A72. You heard that right. It's a phone which comes with a 5000 mAh battery, but with the 5000 mAh battery, it gives us a huge screen of 6.67 inches. That screen real estate with a 5000 mAh battery on the top of the Snapdragon 720G, it's a very nice combination because with this combination, you can run this phone for up to 2 days, and if you throttle it, it will easily last for nearly 9 hours. 9 hours of screen on time from such a device with 90Hz refresh rate. It's just incredible. I have done multiple battery drain tests on my channel where I included the Samsung Galaxy A72 against its competitors, and this phone came on the top. And this is not it. This may be the only mid-range device that comes with an 8 megapixels telephoto camera. You won't find any other mid-range device with a telephoto sensor. Its photography capabilities are definitely very good. I just don't like its videography, but overall, this is a very nice device and it grabs the Best Battery Monster award from our very first award show. Next up, I would like to talk about the most beautiful and aesthetically pleasing device of the year 2021. For this, I have picked up the Xiaomi 11 Lite 5G NE, the Xiaomi 11 Lite also falls in the same category, but we will go ahead with the 11 Lite 5G NE because it ticks more boxes. The 11 Lite 5G NE brings a featherweight light design language, which basically means that this phone is light as a feather and it's very thin as well. It's really sleek and it's the most good looking gorgeous smartphone that I have come across this year. But obviously to achieve such thin design and such beauty, this phone compromises on a few things. First of all, it doesn't have a huge battery. Its battery tops out around 4200 mAh, and then this device doesn't have a headphone jack either. Otherwise, this is a pretty good device. Next up, we have the best value for money device for the year 2021. And for this, we have picked up the Xiaomi Redmi Note 10 Pro. It's a little old now, the 11 and the Note 11 is already out, but I don't think so that the Note 10 Pro is basically that old in terms of its tech and in terms of its specifications. So this phone, it basically gives you one of the brightest AMOLED displays under a very friendly budget. It will cost you around $350 to $400 if you are in the US, and in some regions, this phone is going to cost you a lot less than this. The Redmi Note 10 Pro brings a huge 5000 mAh battery as well, but it brings that 120Hz refresh rate along with that Snapdragon 732 chipset. So I don't think that the battery performance of this phone is that good. It does heat up a bit as well, but if we talk about the overall value for money, this phone with such a small price tag, it gives you 108 megapixels main rear camera. It gives you a 120Hz AMOLED display with very nice and impressive brightness. It gives you a headphone jack as well, and it brings that MIUI on the top, which is good for average usage. Next up, we have an all-rounder. For this category, I have picked up the Samsung Galaxy A52 5G. I haven't picked up the Samsung Galaxy A52 4G because it does not have the 5G, and for the all-rounder category, I had to go with the device that can do everything. So the Samsung Galaxy A52 5G first of all gives you 120Hz refresh rate, a 4500 mAh battery with Snapdragon 750G, which is a moderate chipset, and this phone can do most of the things without running into any kind of trouble. And obviously Samsung is giving us very good software support with all these new Samsung devices. Another plus point of the Samsung Galaxy A52 5G, in fact all the Samsung phones that I have included in this video, is that these phones have the headphone jack and they do have a micro SD card slot as well. So overall these devices are very good choices. And once again, the Samsung Galaxy A52 5G is going to cost you around $410 to $420 US. And the price for this specific phone is kind of similar in all the other regions as well, because it's not available in all the regions. Most of the regions have these devices imported from the other regions. Before I talk about the runner-up device for the year 2021, I would like to talk about an underdog. So the underdog for this video has to be the Huawei Nova 9. This device hasn't got the limelight that it deserves, and this device is very good looking. It's a sleek device with a very modern looking design. The specifications of this phone are absolutely monstrous. It brings the Snapdragon 778G chipset. Its display looks amazing. The only catch here is that the Huawei Nova 9 does not have the GMS. Without the Google mobile system, not many users tend to turn their head towards the Huawei devices these days. And this is the very reason that the Huawei Nova 9 went under the hood as well. I have used the Huawei Nova 9. I used it in a mall for a while, and I was quickly impressed by this device. I just wish that Huawei still had the access to the GMS and we had this very worthy competitor in the market giving tough time to the likes of Samsung, Xiaomi, Redmi and others. Let's talk about the runner-up of today's show. The runner-up is Poco F3. Now, Poco F3 is a very good device. I am personally a huge fan of the Poco F3 for a few reasons. First of all, Poco F3 is built out of glass. The design language of this phone is amazing. This phone has the Snapdragon 870 chipset, so it adds the 5G capabilities to it. And once again, like the Redmi Note 10 Pro, it's got one of the brightest AMOLED displays, which peaks at about 1200 nits of brightness. The Poco F3 lacks a headphone jack and it lacks the micro SD card slot as well. But otherwise, if we look at other features of this phone, this is a very nice phone. The 48 megapixel Sony IMX582 sensor planted inside the Poco F3 is capable of capturing very nice, vivid and colorful images. This phone has EIS and its EIS works better than OIS of the Samsung phones. In fact, the EIS of the Poco F3 in the 4K video recording mode is just incredible. I think that the Poco F3 can fulfill most of your everyday usage needs, and this phone falls at a very interesting price point of about $400 once again, and this becomes a top choice for anyone that has this phone available in their region. The reason that this phone is the runner-up for today's show is that it's not available in all of the regions across the world, and our top pick has to be the device that is available across the world. One more thing that you need to keep in mind is that Xiaomi is a little slow when it comes to the software updates. Xiaomi may have distanced itself from Poco, but inside, the Xiaomi still owns the Poco, and Poco devices get the software updates directly from Xiaomi because these devices run MIUI. So MIUI software updates on these Xiaomi and Redmi phones are a little slow. It takes a lot of time for Xiaomi to fix the issues. For example, back in the day, we had the screen dimming issue on the Poco F3 and it took a lot of time for Xiaomi to fix that issue. These are the few reasons which do not make this device the top choice and the best mid-range device for the year 2021. However, I am still giving this device the place for the runner-up for today's show. Before I talk about the best overall device for the year 2021, I would like to give an honorable mention to the Realme GT Neo 2. I haven't used this phone, but the people who have used, I have heard a lot of good stuff about the Realme GT Neo 2. And I think the Realme GT Neo 2 is the only device that can stand next to a device like the Poco F3 because of its flagship internals, the flagship traits. So the Realme GT Neo 2 gets the honorable mention in today's video. And it's time to talk about the star of the show, the device that is going to tick all the boxes. And for this, I have picked up the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G. I will give you all the reasons one by one. First of all, let's talk about its price. The Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G is going to cost you around $450 US. This may be the only device that is available across the world in all the regions. Be it a region that doesn't have the 5G support or that has the 5G support, you are going to find the A52s 5G there regardless of the 5G availability. Next up, the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G, like the other Samsung devices, it has the headphone jack, it has the micro SD card slot as well. It's got a 120Hz refresh rate on that AMOLED panel. It may not be the brightest display, but it's still good. The Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G uses the Snapdragon 778G chipset like the Huawei Nova 9. This chipset is like a sweet spot. It can do all the things that a flagship chip can do, and it is definitely much more capable than the chipset like the Snapdragon 750. Now with this chipset, you get the 60 FPS gaming capability on the Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G. It's got a 4500 mAh battery, and its battery can certainly perform much better than the battery of the Poco F3. If we talk about the cameras of this phone are identical to the cameras of the Galaxy A52 and the A72. Now this camera sensor, this is the Sony IMX682 sensor, and it can perform much better than other cameras that are available to date. I mean the other mid-range or the mediocre camera sensors. This camera sensor can capture very colorful and well-saturated images. The front camera is a 32 megapixel Sony IMX616 sensor, which again is really good. Video capabilities of these new Samsung devices are not that great, especially if we talk about the optical image stabilization, which to me looks more like a gimmick on these phones. If you use a gimbal, you can definitely make up for that lack of good optical image stabilization on these phones. But when it comes to the photography, these devices are definitely the best choice for the year 2021. Samsung has done a great job, and I would also like to talk about the software updates, which again is the same for all the Samsung devices. You get 4 years of security updates and you get 3 years of big software updates. For example, if your Samsung Galaxy A52s 5G came out running on the Android 11, you are going to get all the way up to the Android 14 on this phone, and I think this is where Samsung sold this phone to everyone who was eyeing a very good Samsung mid-range device that falls in their budget. With this, our video ends. If you think that some other devices deserve to be in today's video, make sure that you drop those devices and your reasons to pick those devices down in the comment section. I would also like to hear your feedback regarding this video. Hit the like button if you found it useful, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button and help me reach 100k subscribers. With that being said, I will sign off and see you all in the next one.